Yeah.
Yeah, sir, you can start the session now.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Mhm.
Yeah. Participants, please join the session.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Myself,
afternoon,
Dr.
sir.
Avinash Sharma. I am going to take your session today on the open source tool for the digital forensics. So, first of all, I thank the management and the organizers of this short-term training program. And I request everyone to please mute your mic so that there is no disturbance from others, from other participants. So today's session, which is there for the post-lunch session, is on the open source tools, which I am going to share with you. So just wait for a few seconds. I will just share my PPT with you so that we can start the session. So once my PPT is visible to you, please confirm me that you are able to view my PPT. So we are going to discuss today the open source tools for the digital forensics. And whatever tools I am going to tell you are basically the tools which are used for the open source systems. So just for a while, just wait. I am going to share the tools which is there for the digital forensics. Can you see my screen here now?
Sir, it's not visible, sir.
Just wait for a second, actually.
Okay, sir.
Uh-huh. Is the screen visible now?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, now it is visible. So let us take the discussion on the open source tools for the digital forensics. So these are the famous paid tools which I am going to explain you now. Why do we use the tools for digital forensic? can anyone tell us, like, that why do we use the digital forensic tools? What is your opinion about that? That why these tools are needed in a common life? If you have some answers, you can put in the chat, because the mic is muted, so that I can read your opinion about the question. Okay, but in case if you have some other questions or doubts, then you can post that particular question at the end of the session. So let us concentrate on the today's topic, that which are the tools. So first of all, I will tell you about the tools which are the paid tools. So you can see that there are different domains where we can use the different kind of tools. For example, if we want to study some kind of crimes, okay, so the crimes could happen in the different areas. There could be crimes related to the financial systems. There could be the crimes which are related to the some social networking websites where some kind of post has been done, and that could be the what you can say, it could be a fake news also, so that is also a type of crime. Then there could be some kind of cases where some kind of what you can say, fake information is put for some important person or some important personalities, so that is also a kind of crime. Then we can talk about some kind of illegal information, okay, that could be put. So these are the different type of information, because whenever we try to find out some tools in order to find out that whether something wrong has happened or not, then we have to classify the type of data. So I'm explaining you that there could be the different type of data, some data related to the financial information, okay. Then there could be some personal information of any particular people. Then there could be some authentication information. For example, you have a typical information, say, which is related to your Aadhaar card or your PAN card or your voter ID number or your passport number. Then that could be information which is a personal information, which is not a information of any organization, or which is not information of a particular institution or something like that. So these are the information which are the personal information. So in order to understand the different tools, we need to understand that what kind of information which is there, which could be the information, okay, where we have to apply such kind of tools. So one by one we are going to explain, and we are also going to discuss these tools, okay. So first of all, I am going to tell you some tools which are used by some the forensic scientists. So the first tool, these are the paid tools. The three tools which have been shown in front of you are the tools which are the paid tools. So these are the tools which are used by the forensic scientists for most commonly. So the first tool is the in-case tool. So that in-case tool is for the extraction and analysis of the storage devices. For example, if you are having an information in your pen drive, or if you are having information in your secondary storage, for example, a hard disk or some kind of tapes, okay. For example, earlier when there were information related to some databases, or even if you have some kind of data warehouse in which you have stored some large amount of information. For example, let us talk about some CBI investigating on some information. Then they have to extract and analyze the information from the old data. So in that case, the most easy and the most common tool which is used by the scientist is called as the in-case tool. You must have also seen some kind of news, or you must have seen some kind of TV episodes. Okay, in that nowadays you see that Netflix or some other famous news channels are there. Okay, so we see that. That if any if any CBI people, or if any police investigation officials who are investigating some kind of information from the old data, then they have to use a tool which can not only analyze the data, but it has to extract the data also. So extraction and analysis of the data is very, very important. And for that case, we use the in-case tool. So in-case tool is a tool, okay, it is used both for extraction and analysis. Okay. The next tool which is there is for the UFED tool. This is also a paid tools, okay, but this is a tool, okay, which is generally used if you want to extract and analyze the data from a cell phone, that is a mobile phones. And other tool is XRI tool, that is XRI tool is the tool, also it is used for the cell phone, because these are the tools which are very much commonly used even if you go to some kind of mobile companies, or if you are going to a particular data service provider, okay, or if you are providing some information about your mobile numbers, or if something wrong has happened, and in that case if they want to extract some information from your mobile phones, in that case they use the UFED tool and the XYRI tool. Now our discussion today is basically on the open source tools, which are the free tools. So the tools which are there for the open source purpose, okay, these I am going to explain you, and this is the part of discussion also today. The reason is that AICTE and the various organizations, for example UGC also, they insist that we should use the open source tools in our curriculum. We should install the open source tools in our laboratories, and we should uh, practice such kind of tools in order to teach the students, so that these tools are very commonly used, and even we can help the uh, police, or sometimes if some kind of crime happens, so that if we have these tools installed in our systems or on our mobile phones, okay, then we can do the preliminary investigation of that particular crime, and that kind of information which is extracted from such tools will be helpful for the further investigation, so that we can get the justice very soon, or we can get the information about the hacker, or we can get the information of the persons who have committed the crime very soon. So these are the tools which are, we are going to explain that what is this particular tool, what is the significance of this particular tool, and what is the outcome of this particular tool, and in which situation which we should use such kind of tool. So the very first information is that, suppose nowadays we are doing some kind of shopping, that is say some kind of websites, okay, which are providing information about their products, their services, okay, many such kind of things which are there, they are available on the website only. So everyone is doing online shopping with the help of the famous e-commerce websites, such as called as Amazon or Flipkart, okay, like that. But let us say that if if there are some kind of organizations, okay, which come up with the fake websites, okay, and they are trying to sell some kind of products, or or if they want to sell some kind of services, then how will you know that what is the authenticity of that particular website? So for that you can use the tool as Whois. So now we are going to see that what this tool is. This tool basically helps us to find out that who owns a particular website. Okay, so you open any browser in your window, okay, and then you can put this Whois, okay. So who is a particular website which can search a domain name of your organization. For example, if we want to put the website address, okay, let us say that mmumulana.org is the website. Okay, and I want to know that who is the actual owner of this particular website. So what I am going to do for this, okay, I am going to put the link, okay, on this particular is available here, and then we can get the exact information, that is the registrar data, okay, or any kind of thing. Then you must have some kind of IP address of any particular university, okay, or any particular website. In that case, you can put the IP address of that particular website. So this will give you the information about the owner of the website, that is for whom the website belongs to. So I have opened the website of my university. Now in this case, if we put the information here, that is who is domain. So this is a particular who is a domain tools. Okay, it can help you to find out the owner of the particular website. So this is a validation check. Okay, once you perform the validation check, okay, it can provide you the information that what is the owner of that particular organization. Okay, so now it is going to show you the entire information. See, if you can see my screen, then the record which is shown that the registered organization is mmumulana.org. The country is IN, that is India, and this is the registrar information about the country. Okay, and these are the dates on which it was created, the date this particular domain was going to expire. For example, this particular domain is going to expire on 5th July 2021. This is the American date format, and it was last updated on the date which was mentioned. And then it also show you some other information, that is the name server on which it is hosted, its IP address, okay, IP location, okay, all the information it shows you in front of you. So this is the particular tool which is the Whois tool, and this particular tool is used to provide you information about the domain tools. So what happens that while with this particular tool you can exactly know that who is the owner of that particular website. So even in future some kind of crime is happened with you, or if you witness some kind of crime with that particular owner who is providing you the service, okay, or who is providing you the product, then you can take action against that particular organization. Okay, so before visiting a particular website, you just check that who is the owner of that particular organization. So the other tool is called as the domains tool. So these are the similar tools. These are the similar tools which have the similar function according to the functionality. So the www.who.is, then domainstool.com, then dnsstuff.com, then cgcounter.com, okay, and godaddy.com. These are the various tools which can provide you information about the domain. So these are the tools which are having the similar function. So with the similar function tools, you can perform whichever tool you select, okay, you get the same kind of output or you get the same kind of information. Then sometimes what happens that you have a URL in which you have a short form which is there. For example, let us say that if I am having a short form, say MMU. So with the checkshorturl.com, you can find out that what is the full URL address. Okay, that is MMU Mulana stands for Maharshi Markandeya University Mulana. Okay, that is Maharshi Markandeya University is the name and Mulana is the place. So this kind of tool which can provide you the information about the short URL. Next tool which is there is called as the metadata viewer. Now metadata viewer, okay, with this particular tool, you can find out the complete information about your metadata. For example, what is the meaning of metadata? Metadata is something which is in the form of an image or some kind of JPG file, okay, or some kind of particular images. That is not a text. That is something which is not a text, okay. So that is called as a metadata. Now, where you can see the metadata, for example, I can tell you that in a research paper, if you are having in a research paper, if you are having a particular image or if you are having a particular what you can say a table, okay, then that particular thing is called as a metadata. Okay, so I am going to share in front of you a particular research paper. In that I can tell you that this is the metadata. Okay, so mm, I am going to share one research paper which is there in front of you. So you can see this particular research paper here. Okay. So in this research paper, the research paper shows that this is the title of the paper, then this is the what you can say author of the paper, okay, university addresses, everything is there. Okay, and when we go towards down, okay, in that case the tables which are there, for example this table, okay, then these figures, okay, that is the figure 1, okay, then this is the figure 3, then figure 5, okay, then figure 4, okay, these all are the metadata. These are all the metadata. Now if we want to know that whether the author has copied some figure from a particular place, that is from Google or some kind of sources, okay, then we can find out that particular information. Now this is a very important and very significant tool, okay, whenever we do some kind of analysis on any kind of work, okay, so that we can know that what is the actual information. Okay, so for this what we are going to do, we are going to copy this particular link. Here we are going to copy this particular link, and then we are going to put this particular link, okay, and then it will ask us that whether we want to check any kind of metadata or not. So let us type this tool here. So you see here that some URL and some kind of file. Okay, so URL means what? That suppose if you want to put any website address, or if you want to put the DOI number of any research paper, okay, or if you want to put any kind of link of a research paper published, okay, then you can put that particular URL or you can put that particular kind of image here. Or otherwise what you can do, you can choose the file from your system and then you can see that what is the metadata about that particular file. So here I am going to show you in both the ways. First of all, I am going to select this particular file. So I have selected this particular file. Now I am going to open it. So this is opened here, and I'm going to select this that I'm not a robot. This is a view image data. So what kind of information it is going to put in front of me is the information about that particular metadata. Okay, that is, it is going to show you the image data which is there in the file, the data which is there in the file. So see, the information is there in front of you. Okay, now what it shows, it shows you that this particular information, okay, is about a particular title. Okay, so the it is a research paper basically. I'm going to which is an input to my metadata link. Okay, so it shows you that the target file was 10.10.106@j.matpr.2020.09.350.pdf. So this was the target file, and out of the target file, this particular tool has extracted these information which is there in front of you. So the first information which is extracted in front of you is the title information. So the title is the assessment of security threats on IoT based application. So this is the first information which it has extracted. The second information which has extracted is the number, that is a description, the DOI number and the description. So it shows you materials today, proceedings, corrected proof. Okay. Then it shows the creator. Creator means that who is the author of this particular document. And then it shows you the copyright information. Then it shows the URL information. Then it shows that on which date it was created. So the date on which it was created is the 22nd of October. Okay. And then the file, that is the size of file. What is the total size of file? Okay. So it is total 1.8 megabit file. And then it shows some kind of warning which is related to the browsers. Okay. So this is the tool which extracts the metadata information. So once you go down, okay, it can tell you more information. These are the more information about this particular tool. It gives you information about the different images also. So these are the images. Okay. Images information is given to you. So all the information is extracted by this particular tool. So the detail which is there about the different metadata is put here. This is in front of you. So I hope everyone is clear about the second tool which I am discussing with you. The first tool I have discussed is the Whois tool, and the second tool is the tool which extract the information about the metadata. Now I am going to continue with the third tool. Okay. So see, before I close this particular tool, then I am also going to explain you that these are the various kinds of JPG files, okay, PDF files, which has been extracted from this particular tool. So let us close this tool now here. And now we are going to discuss the another tool. Another tool is that suppose if you are sending any email to a particular person, suppose if you are sending any email to a person, then what is the analysis you can do about the email? For example, every email has an email header. Okay, that means you can check whether your email was compromised or not. For example, we are having an email address which is suppose my personalized email address is sh_avinash@yahoo.com. Then I have my different email addresses, which is one of my organizational email addresses, asharma@mmumulana.org. And I'm also having one of my other email address that is on the Gmail account, that is avsharma576@gmail.com. So say these are my three email addresses, and I'm using these email addresses for a longer period of time. Okay. But if you want to check that whether your email address has been compromised or not, compromised means that whether this particular email address was hacked sometime, or that particular email address was used by someone else without your information. Okay. As you see that whenever you use your Gmail address on some other devices, for example, on some other systems or some other mobile phones, in that case you get a notification mail from Google that you have so if you have signed with your account, you have signed with your account on some other email address, sorry, on some other device. Okay. So in that case the Google gives you a warning message that if you are not the particular person who have signed with your email address on a different device, in that case you can report that particular thing to the Google. So this is a security feature. This is a security message which has been provided by Google. Okay, that is the reason Google accounts or Gmail accounts are supposed to be the most secure account, and everyone prefer to use this kind of account which is there on the Gmail. And because of that, many secure applications, web applications, for example, financial applications, okay, are using your Gmail account, okay, in order to make any kind of transaction. For example, if you talk about Google Pay, or if you talk about any other services, so they all insist that you should have the Gmail account. The reason is that Google is providing you the best security for your Gmail account, and that is the reason these applications also relies on the Google account, right? So let us do this particular exercise. Okay, let us see that whether this particular tool work or not. So in this case, we are going to copy this URL, that is http colon uh, have I been pawned. Okay, so just copy this particular URL in your browser. So this is my browser. I'm going to copy this particular URL here. Okay. So this is the tool which has been open in front of me, and here I have to type my email address. So I will show you the demonstration on some of the mail addresses. Okay, you can also do this particular exercise. Okay, for your email accounts, you can check whether your email account has been found or not. So see, it shows you one of the message that, oh no, this is not found. That means I am safe. My account was not compromised. So this is a particular feature which explains you that whether your email ID is found or not. Now let us say my Google account. Okay, this is my Google account. So I am going to type one of my institutional email address, which is there, say asharma@iimbmulana.org, right? So what it shows in green color that good news, no pawnage has been found. That means there was no compromise, there was no any kind of compromise of this particular account. So this is a good news for me. This is a good news for me that my account was never pawned. Okay, you can try your own accounts. Okay, say I put my another email address, that is avsharma@576@gmail.com. So this helps you that whether the email account which you are having is safe or not. Okay. That means suppose if you are using the email accounts of some other providers, that is say rediffmail.com or hotmail.com or some other famous what you can say um, uh, organizations. Okay, if you are using the email accounts, okay, or if you are having your own organizational email account, okay, in that case also you can check whether that your email accounts are safe or not. So this is a very common tool, okay, and it can make you a knowledgeable IT person. That means you are having some basic knowledge of some kind of digital forensic tools, so that with this kind of tools you can make some kind of preliminary exercises on your accounts, that whether the account has been found or not. So I hope this particular tool is also a useful tool to you, and it is also an easy tool. This is a common handy tools, and a tool which you can use daily, or you can teach your students that these are the very common tools. And even non-common IT persons, that is the persons who are not having major knowledge about the IT, or who are not very good literate person in computers, okay, you can tell them that just try this particular tool to know that whether your email ID is found or not. Okay, so you can keep regularly checking your email IDs. Okay, so this gives you information that whether you are having a safe mail ID or not. Now let us go to the next tool, that is the email header analysis. Now what this tool helps us, this particular tool helps us to identify the information about the email header. So let us, what you can do here, okay, you can type this particular URL or you can type this address, and you can put your email, you can put your email, okay. I put this particular mail ID here in my browser. Okay, this is my browser, and tracer. This is a tracer. ip2location.com free email tracer. So what is going to do? You can put your email headers here, and you can put a lookup. So this is a free service to trace the email path from the sender's location to the recipient's mail server using the IP address. Okay. So you can type your email header here. Okay. Now suppose you are having your email. Okay. That is, either you can put your email address, or you can put your email address header here, and then it can gives you the output. So what I am doing here, I am just putting my email address. But let me check whether that it is my email header which is required by this tool or not. Okay. So what it is showing, that it is not the email header, because if you put a question that how do I get my email header, so this is the answer, that how to get the email header. For example, if you are having a Microsoft Outlook account on Windows, that is Microsoft Outlook 2003 or Microsoft Outlook 2007 Windows, then how you can get the email header, okay, that kind of information is put here. This is in a Gmail account, it is a Google account. Open this message that you want to view the headers. Click down the arrow next to the reply link and select show original to open a new window with the full headers. So that particular header you can copy and you can put here. So it can give you the information, complete information about the email header. So if you want to demonstration of this particular tool, then you can try on your own accounts. Now this is a Yahoo Mail new version. Here you can right click on the message, you can select the view full headers, okay, and then you can put that particular header, okay, in the window and it will give you the information. So this is the tool which helps you that how to find out the information about the email header. Now let us talk about a new tool. These are the tools which are used for checking the IP address for a proxy or a VPN connection. So in this case, that is a virtual private network or a proxy network. We can put the IP quality score here and then we can find out that what is the quality of that particular VPN. Okay. Now, everyone must have heard about the bitcoins because bitcoins are the most trading currency nowadays, which is happening across multiple countries. Although it is not happening at a big level, or it is not happening in India, because Bitcoin is a currency which is banned in India. So if you want to know that what is the validity of a Bitcoin address, so what we can do here, we can use this particular tool, that is www.bitcoinwhois.who.com. So this can analyze the file, that is a master file which is supplied to Bitcoin whois.who.com. Then it can do the analysis of that particular file and it can tell you that who is the sender, who is the receiver in a particular Bitcoin blockchain network. Because you must know that the Bitcoin is a currency which has been started on the as one of the application of the blockchain. So with this particular tool, you can do that. And if you want to know about more about this tool, that is how this particular tool works and what kind of information it can extract for you. So simply you go to the browser and you put this Bitcoin whois.who.com, and what is it is going to do? It is going to ask you the Bitcoin address or some kind of keyword or name or screen name, on the basis of which it can find out that what is the address of that particular Bitcoin. That means who has traded this particular Bitcoin and what are the different minings which has been done on that particular Bitcoin, okay, or some if any kind of scam has happened, okay, or if any kind of owner or the who is the owner of that particular Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin address, like that way. So it can also gives you the information about the transaction alerts which has happened over the blockchain. It can also monitor and search the Bitcoin ownerships. Okay, it can check the balance that for that particular wallet. Okay, and it can also provide you the information about the Bitcoin, that what is currently happening in that particular Bitcoin. So if you are going to start your work on a Bitcoin, or if you have some interest in the Bitcoin, then you can uh, start using this particular tool, because it can give you the preliminary information, it can give you some sound information about the Bitcoin, and then you can start your work on trading of that particular Bitcoin. But you should know that what is the actual working of the Bitcoin, and for that this site can provide you the more information. This is a tool. So you can see here that current Bitcoin price. This is the Bitcoin price. This is the current Bitcoin price which is there. That is USD 18648.74. So in case if you multiply this value, that is 18648.74, so you can come to know that what is the actual value, okay, of the current Bitcoin. Okay, it must be around say 18,18648 multiplied by, if you multiply by 73, so 13,61,304 is the value according to the Indian rupees. Let us close this particular discussion on this particular tool, that is bitcoinwhoiswho.com, and we talk about the next tool, that is about the digital forensic tools, open source tools. So this particular tool I already I have explained. This is the sixth tool I have explained you, and this particular tool is about the Bitcoin whoiswho.com, which is typically used for the analysis of the master file, that is the MFT, master file table MFT, and the MACB, it is a stamp analyzer MFT. So this particular tool explain you this. Next tool which is there is called as the USBDView tool. It shows you all the listed devices, that is the USB devices attached on the system available to you. For example, if you are having a system and if you want to know that how many USB devices, or suppose silently if someone put some USB device on your system, and if you are not aware of that which kind of USB devices has been put on your system, in that case you can use this particular tool on your system, and this USBD view tool, it automatically keeps updating you, it keeps providing you the information about the devices, the USB devices which has been attached to your system. So this tool specifically keeps alerting you that which are the USB devices. Now I am going to take a rapid discussion, as well as I'm going to take some speed up, because till now I was explaining you the different tools. Okay, but as we have to complete this particular session today in a limited time, so I am going to explain you the other tools, okay, which are the open source tools which are available as the trial versions. You can install this particular tools on your system, and then this particular tools will be helpful to you in order to analyze the data which is there on your system. So the first tool is called as the AutoSpy tool. AutoSpy tool is a GUI based open source tool. It is a tool which is used to analyze the hard drive and smartphones effectively, and it is an open source tool, so no need you can always use this particular tool on your mobile systems also. So AutoSpy is used by thousands of users worldwide to investigate what actually happened in the computer. Okay, so this is a very handy tool. It is very easy to use tool also. So you can install AutoSpy tool on your desktop machines, which is there in your labs or on your personal desktop also. It is highly recommended tool. The next tool is the encryptor disk detector tool. This is a tool which can be helpful to check physical. Okay, it supports the TrueCrypt, it supports PGP, it supports BitLocker, safe boot encrypted volumes. Okay, then other tool is the Wireshark tool. Wireshark tool is a tool which is used basically on the networks. So if you are having a network of machines, so the Wireshark tool is a tool which can capture and analyze the tools to see that what is happening in your network. And it is also a very handy tool which is commonly used by the network administrator. Okay, the other tool is the magnet RAM capture. This particular tool can capture the physical memory of a computer, and it can analyze the artifacts in the memory. Other tool is called as a network miner tool. The network miner tool, it's an interesting tool which is used for analyzing the information on the Windows, Linux, or Mac OS tools. Okay, and we can have the host name, we can have the sessions, open ports. Okay, for the purpose of the analysis. Another tool is called the Nmap tool. Nmap tool is a network mapper tool, one of the most popular network and security auditing tool. Okay, this tool is used for the different operating systems, say Windows, Linux, Solaris, okay, Mac OS, okay, Macintosh. Like all these operating systems support this particular tool. RAM capturer tool is there. It is a free tool which is used to dump the data from the computer's volatile memory. So it is also a very compatible tools with the Windows operating system. The next tool is the forensic investigator tool. This is a tool which is very handy tool, and it can be combined with various other tools also. Then we talk about the FAW, that is a forensic acquisition websites tool, which is used to investigate any kind of information. Say, for example, if you are having a partial page, or you are having an image, or you are having a HTML source code of a web page, then you can use this kind of tool. And the beauty of this particular tool that you can integrate this tool with the Wireshark tool also. Another tool is called the HashMyFiles tool. HashMyFile tools, you must have seen that there are different hashing algorithms, for example, SHA, then there are MD5 algorithms also. So if you want to hash this particular files, okay, then you can also use the HashMyFiles tool, which will calculate the MD5 and MD5 and SHN1 hashes, and it works almost on all the operating systems of your choice. Okay, so you can use this particular tool whenever security is one of your concern, whenever security is one of your concern. Another tool is the USB write blocker tool. So this can help that whether some kind of metadata or timestamp which has been written, okay, on your USB device, so you can find out the exact time. You can find out the exact time, the timestamp on which the data has been written or it has been read from the USB drives. For example, you must have seen some kind of crime episodes, okay, which is shown, okay, in the crime patrols or in different things, that somebody hacks the information from a USB or from a particular device, okay, of a particular user. And in that case, what will happen, that with the help of some kind of investigation agency, we can find out that which particular file, okay, from that particular USB device has been hacked. So the timestamp information is provided. That is very much helpful. This particular tool is very much helpful. This is used by the people who are working in investigation, okay, on the investigation purposes. Okay. Another tool is the crowd response tool. So this particular crowd response tool is a tool which is useful for the Windows applications to gather the system information from the various incidents, responses, and security engagements. You can view the results in the form of XML, CSV, TSV, or HTML with the help of the CRC convert. Okay. And this particular tool can run on either a 32 or 64-bit of Windows. Okay. And then it has the different tools for investigation, that is Tortilla, then Shell Shock scanner, then the Heartbeat scanner. Okay, these are the tools which are used for the different purposes, for the TCP/IP network, for DNS traffic. Okay, so you can experience these particular tools by putting this tool in your browser. And now we talk about the other tool which are helpful here. Okay, so next tool is the NFI dephraser tool. The dephraser forensic tool help you to detect the full and partial multimedia files in the data streams. So for example, if you are having a particular tool which is there working on the multimedia files. So you can have the dephraser tool, that is a NFI dephraser tool, and this particular tool helps you in detecting media files. Other tool is called the EXIF tool. EXIF tool helps you to read and write and edit the metadata or the meta information. For example, if you are having some kind of um, Photoshop files, or if you are having a GIF files, okay, so you can use this particular tool. Okay, EXIF tools is used commonly for that. Now the next is the tool slate tool, which is different sub tools under the tools layer tool, okay, which is used for the file signature verification purpose, for the file identification purpose, for the hash and validate, for the binary inspector, encode text, okay, data URI generator, password generators, okay, all these things. Now these tools, if we have a demonstration of the different tools, it is going to take a very long time, because every tool is a very powerful tool, and it is a tool which is used for the almost all kind of purposes. So due to the limited time which is there in any short-term training program, I just explain these tools, because the entire demonstration of this tool is difficult and a very lengthy process. So what I will suggest that you have to choose your tool that at the initial level, at the initial time when I started the session, at that time I told you that first of all, you need to identify that what is the purpose, what is the requirement for which you should tool, for which you should download any particular tool, or what is your exact requirement. So first of all, you have to identify your requirement. Accordingly, you can start using any kind of tool which is the best suitable for your requirement. Other tool is the SFIT tool. SFIT tool is a tool which is for the investigative purpose. Okay. For example, if you are having what you can say a popular open source, okay, then you can use this particular tool. For example, Ubuntu is a popular open source. You can use this tool on that particular platform. Then Dumpzilla tool is there, which is a tool for extracting the interesting information from the different web browsers, say Firefox. Okay. Then other browsers which are there is ISISL and SimonKey are the browsers where you can use this particular tool for the interesting information. Next, we talk about the browser history, that is a Foxton. Foxton is a tool which is coming with some interesting tools called as a browser history capture tools and the browser history viewer tools. So the browser history capture tools is a tool, say for example, if you want to find out information about any browser, that means what kind of information which is useful to you, that is what is the browsing history of a particular browser, say Chrome or Firefox, then Internet Explorer, that, or say Edge. Okay. So if you want to know about the history of this particular browsers, you can use this particular tool. Foxton is a tool which is used. Another tool is a browser history viewer tool, which is used for extracting the or analyzing the information and internet connectivity history in most of the modern browsers. So the results can be seen from here. Then forensic user information tool. This is a tool which is there for extracting the information, say RID information or LMNT hash information or password reset information or some kind of account expiry details or the number of times the login has been done, that is the number of counts, the number of failures. Okay, all this information can be extracted from the forensic user information. Then another very common interesting tool is the Kali. That is, Kali is the name of a goddess in Hindu, and we see that we use we used to pray the goddess Kali because we believe that Kali can save us from the various devils. Okay, so that is the reason the name has been given to this. That is called as a Kali Linux tool. It is one of the most for penetration testing. And for example, whenever you develop any kind of software, and if you want to do some kind of testing, so this particular tool helps you to perform penetration testing. Most of you, if you are aware testing tools, okay, there are various tools which are available. For example, Load Runner is a tool. Okay, other tools are available. So whenever you want to perform any kind of testing on a software, so you must have a perfect tool. Then only you can perform that particular testing. So here, Kali Linux is the most popular platform, or it is the most popular tool which is used to perform the penetration testing, and it has the forensic capability also. Next tool is the Paladin tool. Paladin tool is also a forensic suite tool, and this particular tool can uh, this particular tool can be a particular tool can be used for the forensic suite, and it can help you to modify the Linux distro based on the Ubuntu on a 32 or a 64-bit operating system. So now talk about the different tools. I'm going to explain you the another tool. That is a computer-aided investigate environment tool. It is a Linux retro that offers the common and complete forensic information, and it has more than 80 tools for the purpose of analysis, investigation, and create an actionable report. Volatility is the memory forensic tool, which is a tool for used for the frameworks, and it is used in incident response and the malware analysis. With this tool, we can extract the information from the running processes, network sockets, network connections, the DLLs, and the registry hubs. It support for extracting the information from the Windows crash, dump files. Okay, and this tool is available freely under the GPL license. The next one is the Windows Scope tool. This tool helps us to do the forensics on the reverse engineering tool, can analyze the volatile memory also. Volatile memory means what? The RAM. For example, you have seen the tools where we can do the forensic only on the hard drives, that is on say on the secondary memory only we can do the forensics, but with the help of the Windows Scope tool, we can also do the analysis on the volatile memory, that is a read access memory, that is a RAM. So it is basically used for the reverse engineering of the malwares. It provides the capabilities of analyzing sorry, so the DLLs, the virtuals, and the physical memory. So the Corners tool is the tool which is a very good forensic digital analysis tool, and it runs under the several Unix related operating systems, and it can be used to add the analysis of the computer disaster and the data recovery. Another tool is the bulk extractor tool. This is also important and a popular digital forensic tool. It scans the disk. That means if you want to scan the important data which is related to the image then which is related to the files or directories. Then in this process, it can capture this kind of information. Okay? And this particular tool can be used by solving the different types of cyber crimes. Then other tool is the free hex editor tool, and it is designed to handle the various large files. For example, uh, if we are talking about the files which are database files or some kind of forensic images, then for performing the actions such as data carving actions or the low level file editing actions or information gathering, then we can use the free hex editor tool. Then next tool is the Explico tool. It is a tool which is used for the purpose of open source network forensic analysis tool, and it aims to extract the applications data from internet traffic, okay, like that. So various protocols it can support. For example, it can support the HTTP protocol, SIME, IMAP protocol, transmission control protocol, user data program protocol. Okay, all these protocols it can support. It has also the ability to output data from the different databases, open source databases, for example, MySQL or SQLite database are the among other databases. Other tool is the FTKey Imager tool. This is a tool for imaging the drive, and the WinHex tool is a hex editor. Then we use the open source security tool. The reason for using the open source security tool that these are the tools which are very much handy. Okay, these are easy to operate, and the most important thing is the cost factor, because normally whenever we want to buy a tool, so we always concerned about, like, what is the cost of that particular tool. So if some tool is easily available, it is freely available, then we certainly purchase this particular tool. If it is not costly, and if it is a free tool, then also we start using that particular tool. So other purpose is that whether we are using that particular tool for some kind of learning or some kind of experimenting purposes, then also we can use this kind of tool, right? Then transparency, okay. Transparency makes a very important feature about this particular tool, because whenever the open source tools are available, then we can modify that particular tools according to our custom requirements, because open source tools we can access the code. So transparency is one of the important factor where we can uh, start using the open source tool. So in transparency, you have open access to all the code, and you are very much free to do whether what you would like to do with that tool. And these are the tools which I am going to explain you more, which are the other open source tool, and a very commonly and a very handy tool. For example, NetFilter. NetFilter is a powerful packet filter tool which is used on Linux export platform. So the NetFilter tool, it can prepare a user space IP tables used for the purpose of configuration, and it supports the packet filtering, stateless, or it could be the stateful, for all kind of network address and the port translation, that is for the NAT and NAPT. Okay, this particular tool can be used. It includes the different modules for handling unruly protocols such as the file transfer protocols, and the main feature of the stateless packet filtering, okay, that is IP version 6 and IP version 4. Okay, then stateful packet filtering and the network address, and for the port translation you can use this particular tool, right? Other tool is OpenBSD tool. This particular tool, okay, you can use this particular tool for the purpose of the firewalls. Okay, so it handles the network address translation. It can do the normalization, okay, of the traffic which is coming in, and it can provide the bandwidth controls. For example, whenever we use the Linux operating system, and when we are started using Linux operating system 20 years down the line, that is in 1999 2000, so we were using the OpenBSD tool for the purpose of the bandwidth control. So the packet prioritization, it helps for these features. It can also help for eccentric features such as passive OS detection. Okay, and you can trust this particular tool very well because it is a tool which is very well audited. It is coded to avoid the sort of security holes, and so you can access this particular tool from this particular URL, that is http://www.openbsd.org. Then the next tool is the SNORT, that is Snort. Snort tool excels at traffic analysis, and it can also help in packet logging on the IP networks. It detects thousands of worms, vulnerability. Vulnerability is one of the important part of any cyber security because vulnerability can happen at the different levels. For example, it can happen at the application layer, then it can happen at a physical layer also. Okay, so you need to understand that what is the stage of the vulnerability, and at what given moment of time or at what point that vulnerability is exploiting the attempts, and it is scanning, it is trying to scan your ports. Okay, or it may cause some kind of suspicious behavior by the protocol analysis contained searching. And this particular tool, that is the basic analysis and security engine, there is a base. It's an interface for analyzing the Snort alerts in a web mode. Next tool is the OSEC hit tool, and it performs the log analysis, it performs integrity, it performs checking, it performs the root code detection, it can perform the time-based alerting and active response. And this is a commonly used tool for the SIEM solution, and it's a powerful log analysis engine for the internet service providers, universities, and the data centers to monitor and analyze their firewalls, IDS, web servers, and authentication blocks. Next tool is the NAGISO, that is Nagios. Nagios is known for being the best server monitoring software on the market. And this particular tool, it can monitor the flexibility of your servers, both in both the agent-based and the agentless monitoring. Okay, and you can add more than 5,000 different nodes available to monitor your servers. Now, the next is a tool which is called as a SQL tool, SQUI tool. It is built by the network security analyst to network security analysis for the purpose of network security analysis. So it is an initiative which provides access to the real-time events, session data, and the raw packet captures. So Honeybee tools is also a very important tools. It is used to attract the hackers. Okay. Then again, I'm going to explain the Kali tool. I have already explained this particular tool. This is a tool which is used for destroying the evil forces. It is a Debian-based Linux distribution which is aimed at advanced penetration testing and security auditing. Then the Kali contains several hundred tools aimed at the various information security tasks, such as penetration testing, forensics, and reverse engineering. And the ideal place to start, if you want to start using this open source tool, is that you can start with auditing and forensics. And this tool is also used for the purpose of backtracking. Then let us understand the next tools, that is the how to use Kali tool. So what you can do, that you can make your bootable USB, and you can start installing it, and you can start using some kind of encrypted file systems. Okay, so with that particular tool you can work on this particular file. These are the advanced Kali use tools. Okay, Nmap, Warshak tools, these are the tools I have explained you, and I have discussed also. So I am going to tell you some other important links where you can find out some more tools, that is awesome opensource.com, then hackingtools.in, then sectools.org. So these are the important links where you can find out this particular tools. Okay, so these are the tools which I am going to give you some important insights. For example, let us copy this particular tool here, and you will see that what is the outcome here for this particular tool, that is the opensource.com. See, these are the various sources where you can find out this particular tools. I am going to explain you some important tool here with the help of this browser. Let us go to this slide here again and then say hacking tools. So just put this particular link here. These are the hacking tools in front of you. You can use this particular tools which is there, that is the anti-malware tools, browsing, debuggers, encryption tools, firewalls, forensic tools for the purpose where you want to put this information. These are the penetrating. I have told to explain you the OWASP bricks. So as you can see here, then there is a DOM vulnerable web application tool. Okay, this is there. And if you go to the forensic tools, you can find out the various information about the tools which I have explained to you. That is the AutoSpy tool. You can download it from here. Then also I have explained you the InCase forensic tool. I have explained you in the beginning of this particular session, right? Then if you want to have a tool for the operating systems, so these are the tools which are there for the operating system, that is called the ParrotSec forensic operating system tool, then SE Linux. These are the tools for the operating system. Then Helix, then Kali Linux. I was explaining this particular tool to you. Today, Kali Linux is a Debian based tool, okay, and you can download this particular tool from this particular source, right, and then you can start using this particular tool. So this is the Kali Linux OS. Then if you want to understand some more tools, then you can go back here, say for the proxies and VPNs. So these are the tools which are used for the proxy and VPNs. For example, Ultra VPN tool, Freedom VPN tool. Okay, these are the various tools. Hotspot Shield tool. These are the tools. So you can download this particular tool from this particular URL. You can see here, this is a freeware tool. Okay, so all the most important thing about today's session, that all the tools which I have discussed with you are the free tools. It means you can start using this particular tools in your laboratories from immediate effect. Okay. So no need to take any financial permissions and no licensing botherations. Everything is free here. So these are the tools which is used for the hacking tools, okay? And these are the tools for the encryption purposes. For example, you see here the OpenSSL tool, right? So this is again a freeware tool. So with this particular session, I'm going to summarize on today's topic, that is the digital forensic tools, that there exist as many as tools you can imagine. You can imagine a platform and you can find out the tools which is there for your purpose. Okay. For example, this is the SAC tools. So again, the SAC tools are very freely available. You can search this kind of tools available. There are 125 SEC tools. These are called as the network security tools. For example, if you are having a particular session in this particular short-term training program, then you can install these particular tools. As I explained you that Wireshark is a tool. Okay, I have given you the name of this particular tool at the very beginning itself. This is a Wireshark is a tool. Okay, which is used for the network security purpose. Then Metasploit is a tool which is also a tool for the purpose. Nessus tool, Aircrack tool, Snort tools, Kane and tool, okay, Backtrack tool, Netcade tool, and it shows you that it is available for all the operating system and it is a free of charge tool, right? It works for the native Linux. Okay, it works on the Windows also, and you can find out the information about this particular tool in a detailed way. Yeah. OpenSSH. Okay. Bobsuit. Okay. So these are the different tools. I have already explained you that what is the feature of this particular tools and in what purpose, in what context you should use this particular tool. So see, these are the tools for the NetSampler tool, like that. So these are the common tools, and these are the very famous tool and the most popular tool also, which could be more handy, which could be more usable for you in your cyber security lab. If you want to establish a cyber security lab, so you can start using these tools. So if you have any question, then you can put in the chat box. So I'll be able to answer a specific question of any particular participant who is there. I asked the organizer to unmute a particular participant who want to put a specific question, then I can answer that particular question, and I can also read that particular question if someone is putting that particular question in the chat box. So if you have any question, then you can put in the chat box. I'm ready to answer your question. And if you have no question, then I can share this particular document. I can share this particular tools to everyone. And any specific question, if you want to ask, you can raise your hand, or if you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Then I can answer your question.
Yes, participants can ask for the question. Dear participants, if you have any queries, you can ask now. Or you can post in a chat box also.
Yeah, it will be better if you can post in the chat box so that
Yes.
it is a clear question. I can also read so that I can immediately answer the question.
Yes, participants, any questions?
And it is not only for the today's session, that suppose if you are having any question later on also, that if you are finding any difficulty to use a particular tool, and if you want to put your question, then you can put your question on my mail ID. I am sharing with you. I am putting my mail ID on the chat box. Okay, so you can post your query on my mail ID also. So this is my mail ID where you can, and if any participant want to work on any particular research tool, in case of the cyber security subject, then also they can contact me, and I will help them that how they can work on a new tool, like that way. Okay, so I can read one question from the participant Vikas Jain. Vikas Jain has put the question that can we use these tools for each compromise other than mail ID like social account and also mobile number? Yes, Vikas, it is possible that you can use these tools for the mail IDs as well as for your social accounts as well as for your mobile number. At the at the initial level, I have told you that whether you can check your mail ID, that whether it is spawned or not. So you can, yes, you can, yes, you can do that.
Yes. Is there any other questions?
So if anyone want to, if anyone want to work on any kind of research project also, then also I am having some kind of research projects based on the cyber security. Okay, so you can collaborate on the funded projects. For example, there are some funded projects by the Department of Science and Technology. There are some funded projects by CSIR also. There are some funded projects by AICT also. And they are now looking after some solutions, some open source tools which we can develop, and we can solve the real-time problems which are related to the different systems. Okay, government is very much keen to know that which are the probable solutions in order to solve the current problems which we are facing. So if anyone is interested, you can collaborate with me. I'll be happy to work with you. Any more questions which are there from your side, you can put.
Yes, dear participants, is there any question?
So if there is no question, then uh, okay, there is one question from Vinita. Vinita, you are asking that as a fresher to start in a digital forensics, is there any particular tools to learn? Yes, the tools which I have discussed today are the tools which you can use, and you can start using these tools as a fresher. You don't need any kind of specific knowledge, or if you don't need any kind of specific information for using these tools. These are the self-explanatory tools, but only thing is that you should have some kind of willingness to download these tools, to install these tools, and then you can just start passing some kind of input. For example, today I have explained you a kind of a PDF file, a research paper. So that particular tool start giving you the output. And once you start getting the output from this particular tool, then automatically your curiosity is developed. And then you can either start modifying that particular tool for a better solution to a particular problem, or you can also work on different tools. Okay, so this is possible for you. So I hope I have answered your question. And the another question by Dr. Bhagyashri is that, sir, can you please repeat the registered funding projects? Yes, sorry, regarding funding projects. So I cannot disclose you all the projects which are there, funding projects, but the funding projects which are there are on the different problem statements. Okay, there are different problem statements by the ministries, and since we come across the different challenges, okay, I am the part of the different committees also. Okay, so you can discuss that if you want to develop the solutions for say the solutions for any kind of tool which can solve the problem related to some blockchain solutions, because now what we are doing that we are heading towards the blockchain solutions, we are heading towards the IoT solutions. So if we can find out a tool for a blockchain system, then that could be a funded project. And if you can find out a security solutions for an IoT system, then that could be a funded project. So in that case, we have to propose that what kind of project we can develop. And then someone has put the question that will the presentation and recording will be shared. So the organizer is already recorded the session, so they can share the recording with you. Then again, Vikas Jan has put the question that do we have any project to create open source tools, and will you guide how we can create them? Yes, already I have explained you that we have the projects for developing a open source tool for the blockchain projects. Okay, not the traditional projects. Okay, so suppose we are providing blockchain solutions. Okay, we are working right now on some projects which are the blockchain based projects. So we are working on those particular projects. So side by side we have to also provide some kind of open source tool which could be the tool which can help the project, okay, or our software in order to detect any kind of what you can say hacking or any kind of malpractices which is happening in order to steal the data from the database. So I hope Vikas also I have answered your question, and Dr. Bhagyasri, thank you very much. I have answered your question. So if any other participant have your question, then you can also put your question in the chat box. Okay, or you can send your questions to me on your mail ID. My mail ID I already shared with you. So any more questions from any participants? If it is there, then you can put your question. I have time available with me, and if you have time, we can also discuss this particular question. I hope you have liked my presentation today. So thank you very much, Vinitha, for your comments. And I was a little bit late because of some technical glitches at my side on the Microsoft Teams. So I sincerely apologize for my delay for joining the session. Okay. But that doesn't mean that you cannot ask your questions or you cannot put your questions. Okay. I'm open. Okay. Even suppose if you want to ask me that you want a demonstration for a particular tool, or while I'm personally using around 10 to 12 tools which I have displayed in front of you. Okay, so all these tools, okay, uh, we are already using. So Vikas, as you are asking that, sir, can we have more detailed session on the same topic? Yes, on next session, we can do it. That is on 27th. Okay, because I had been provided another session, so I'll be teaching you some other tools and technique which are related to the symmetric and asymmetric cryptographic techniques, which are the practical cryptography techniques, so that I will be able to share with you on 27th. In that, if in the next 3-4 days, if you are using this particular tools and if you come across any difficulty, then you can ask your questions during that particular time, or you can also mail your questions to me, so that I can provide you the answers on that particular day. At the same time, I'll be able to tell you some more research areas or some kind of thrust areas which is there in the field of cybersecurity where you can do some kind of more research. Okay, so this is all about today. Thank you very much, the organizers and institution management, honorable principal of the Gopalan College of Engineering and Management, the head of department, and the entire management and all the participants for listening me. And you have put a very good question so that it was very interacting for me also. Thank you very much. Uh,
Thank you very much, sir, for the informative session. We have learned many tools. It is a open source tools, which was very helpful for us in doing the research work also. Sir, on behalf of Gopalan College of Engineering and Management, I thank you once again, sir. Participants can go for the feedback link, which is posted in the chat box. Thank you once again, sir.